Hi, John. How are you doing today? I know we've already met. My name is Dr. Smith, and today we're actually going to go over the results of the four Beck inventories that you took. I know you were taking the test. I'm not really quite sure if you paid attention to the titles or anything, but I would kind of like to go over the different tests that you took and let you know exactly what they mean, what the results were, and kind of how we can go forward from here. The four tests that we had you take was the Beck Depression Inventory, the Beck Anxiety Inventory, the Beck Hopelessness Scale, and the Beck Suicide Scale. Basically what these are is, don't get worried about the hopelessness or the suicide. Basically all that wants us to know is either intent for suicide or an eventual suicide risk. I'm a little worried about what you scored on the Beck Depression Inventory. You scored a 32, which ranks pretty high on the severe side of depression. After going through some of your results, I was able to see that you talked about killing yourself and that you didn't want to live any longer. It seems like you were very critical of yourself, and you had a hard time concentrating. But one of the things that I found really interesting was that you were discouraged about your future and what it held, but it said that you agreed highly on something that said that you had a lot of energy. I worry that you're taking this energy and rather than putting it towards something positive, we're focusing a lot on the negative. I think that if we were able to see the positives in your life, I mean, you have a great job, you're a manager, you're married, you have a wonderful wife. I think that if we were able to focus on the positives of your life, we'll be able to kind of distract ourselves away from the negative. The second test that you took was the Beck Anxiety Inventory, and you scored as having moderate anxiety. With someone like you who is having all these issues with your depression, it comes as no surprise to me that you have moderate anxiety issues. It said basically, I saw that you answered that you have a hard time relaxing and you sometimes feel as if you're losing control. And that's completely understandable and completely, I see where you're coming from due to the fact that you are having issues with your depression. One of the things that really confused me going back to the depression inventory was we also took an inventory that basically talked about, it's called suicide ideation, which is basically just the intent for suicide. What worries me is on the depression inventory, you said that if you had the chance, you would kill yourself, which shows an active intent for suicide. But then on the suicide ideation, like the intent, it said that you had no intent to die, and that if you were in a life-threatening situation, you would save yourself. So I'm definitely seeing some discord within these two tests. I would like to definitely talk a little bit more about maybe why you would like to kill why you said you'd like to kill yourself if you had the chance, but then on another test you were saying no. I personally don't think you want to die, because on most of these answers you said that you didn't, but I want to know truly where that answer is coming from when you said that if you had the chance you would end your life. On the hopelessness scale, like I said, this is not saying your life's hopeless. Do not read into that. It's basically just our way of seeing the eventual risk of suicide. On this, you scored moderate. Again, the thing that confused me is earlier, like I said, in the Beck Depression Inventory, you had said that if you had the chance to kill yourself, you would follow through with that. But on this one, you wrote that you were lucky, that you felt like you were luckier than others, that you knew that what was going on right now was not going to be like this forever. And although you didn't see, like you couldn't plan your life and you didn't know what you were going to do 10 years from now, you knew that you would be happier then than you are now. With that being said, it shows that you have very rational thinking in the fact that although we're going through issues now, they're not going to last forever. And we just have to truly find the positives and see what we can do in order to combat these issues and these problems that we're having now. Because I don't want you to think that this is something that's going to be around forever. I know that you're having issues and I know that you're having problems, but I want to work on these today. And I would like to keep seeing you for several sessions in order for us to work through your problems, maybe get your wife in here, see if she can help with this as well. Do you have any questions about these, or is there anything that I can do to kind of explain them a little better? Like I said, I don't want you to take some of these scores and take them and get really upset about them, because really, truly, I know that we can fix these, and I know that we have the tools that are necessary. And you can see just based on your scores that you want help and you want your future. You want to see what the future holds because you know it's going to be great. Do you have any questions, or is there anything else that I can kind of explain a little better, or no?